There's been a lot of coaches from the very beginning. Paul McGuinness used to always say to me, express yourself on the pitch, and they're the ones that taught me that. If you get the ball, you want to show people what you can do.
Marcus Rashford does it again. Unbelievable.
These things build you up to the person you are today and have helped me to get where I am.
The story didn't start here. When every graduate steps over that white line for the first time, reaches the top of the academy mountain, it might feel like only the beginning. It's not. On this episode of Lifeblood, we follow the full journey, the one taken by Marcus, Cobby, and many more to come. We see the special moment a new kid puts on that red shirt. We discover how coaching evolves year on year. We travel overseas with the under-18s, and we get access all areas into a historic academy season.
Okay, to begin with, Nick, a hard question. How has coaching evolved in your time in football?
I would suggest of all the disciplines across an academy, coaching is probably the one that's remained at the forefront and the most consistent and constant in approach. I think we've had excellent coaches over the years, not just here, but in my time in working across academy football. And the real innovation has been the support that the coach receives in terms of GPS data, athletic development, psychological input, performance analysis. So the support for the coach is probably where we've seen the greatest changes. That being said, I do think that there's been a real shift and emphasis to consider how the art of coaching changes based on the age of the player that you're working with. Our coaches are always striving to be the best they can possibly be, so we put a lot of time and effort into coach education, coach development, whether that be formal coaching qualifications or informal development that kind of is organic around the day-to-day work.
Every season, another journey begins. United's academy officially starts from the age of 9, when members of the pre-academy are invited for the most special of days at the Theatre of Dreams. And the academy put on quite the show to mark this special occasion, playing in an amazing stadium in front of family, hearing from those who have gone before, and learning what it means to represent such a club with the richest of histories.
So the pre-academy programme is a programme where we have at the club for children between the ages of 6 to 8. It's a programme where we look to recruit, develop and retain the best talent within an hour of Carrington. So we have centres around the northwest.
Morning everyone, what an amazing atmosphere in the room. It feels like Christmas Day. Congratulations, what an amazing achievement to register with our academy. I think Manchester United is the most special club in the world, and I think the story that it's told over the years is the greatest sporting story ever told. And the boys now are a very small part of that story, and they're going to write their own chapters.
There's around 200 children across the whole process, of which we will start to look at a variety of different things, such as the physical talent through to the technical ability. They'll enter one of the hub centres, and then from there they'll play games which we will watch more of, and then we'll push them forward to the next stage, which is the main groups, where we try to identify the next crop of children we think are Man United players.
Thank you so much for coming and spending the time with these kids. I know it's something you feel passionately about, having been part of the academy.
I don't smile very often, but actually it's just made me smile seeing you all in this front row, because it does take me back to when I was younger, and I came to Old Trafford for the first time at the age of 5 and then signed for United. I felt like all my dreams had come true, and I'm sure yours do this morning, so well done to you all.
It was a surprise and it was a lovely moment for them, Obviously these children see Gary on the TV and he spoke really well and was really honest, and I think that's important when we're trying to recruit children. It's about us, yes. We think we've got the best environment. However, there's some data and some players and statistics to actually back that up. Effectively, until the third Saturday in May, these children can go to any clubs. And as you can imagine, you know, we're in a hotbed of other football clubs. I think probably the most demanding area, I think, in England. I think it's a process where these children, the families, need to really feel that Manchester United is the correct place for their child to develop. I think we hone in quite a lot on, you know, the programme being child-centred and quite a relaxed atmosphere. You may have felt that today. We try and take the pressure off and allow these children to be creative and try things. We're not standing there with a tactics board and a notepad and taking notes and really assessing their kids. We try and do that in a more relaxed way. I think the people that work within this academy and this club are people that really understand what child development is. They understand like it's important that we don't give them all so much too quickly. We do it in an appropriate way where actually it's a layered up approach.
So this is the first part of sort of the boys' academy journey. So under 9 to under 12 is classed as foundation phase, which is literally what it says. So it's the foundations of trying to progress and get yourself to the next bit, but it's slightly different in terms of the approach here because they're still really young. It's all about I'm having a bit more fun, just expressing themselves, having a go at things. We've already accepted that they're going to make a few mistakes. The sessions and the games are obviously, they need to have a competitive element, so the boys will respond to it being competitive. I think you can set that challenge sometimes a little bit too high to test them, and you give them different experiences across a season and across sort of the 4 years. They'll go through a whole range of sort of emotions and challenges and games and training and experience of being on tour, and that creates them bumps in the road, as we tend to say. So it provides an opportunity for them to develop within the programme.
How are you?
Each department will keep track of the boys. We keep track in terms of a development plan for them, which we will have one of them from under 9 all the way to under 12, so they'll complete one of those every single year. We will then feed back on that, so all that information is still available for whoever's next. And I think it's also important that it's not just a case of passing them on. There's still some responsibility for us, even though they've gone to another age group or they've gone to another, they've moved to the YDP. I still feel that they're our responsibility as much as anybody else's responsibility, really.
The fun definitely doesn't stop as the players progress, but they begin to receive the ultimate footballing education, focusing now more on the technical elements of the game.
15-16s reporting for 4 to half 4. They're in United Education at half 4 until 6 p.m, doing 2 separate sessions. And then 6 o'clock, Al mentioned around the boys being ready to warm up for 6:05. So if we get them to take their boots with them. I joined the club around about 18 months ago. I came in as under 15s lead coach at the time. And then in the summer was asked to stay with the same group and move up, so currently leading the under 16s now. Yeah, so we'll let you can have a weekend off, like you say, that would work. Yeah. I've tripled him up on a practice as well, so his load's slightly less than some of the practice tonight, just to lighten the load of the bit.
People who watch the academy games, whether it's the rare time they get to see the 15s or 16s, but more regularly 18s or 21s, can be confused as to why there might be 6 changes one week, or why a kid's playing at left back instead of centre midfield. Can you kind of emphasise for the people watching why it's not the same as first team football?
Yeah, so we kind of have a pyramid model where predominantly our work is around developing individuals, and then at the top of the pyramid is the really small part of it is the team focused approach. I'm really fortunate in that I have children myself, and one of them is playing in an academy. So I have my wife who will be saying, why is he playing here and why is he playing there? And in short term, it might look like a little bit peculiar why a player's playing in a certain position, but it might really link to something that is a super strength others, or an area of development that we want to focus on, whether that be leadership or whether that be a technical or tactical perspective, as well as some physical objectives that we certainly go after with players. But rest assured, and we have to help and support parents to reassure them of what that process is, and we have to be really, really clear and concise as staff exactly why we're doing things.
Boys, we're going to do a little split now. Yes, Louis. We're going to do a little split, then we're going to come back together, okay? Do some crossing, finishing, attacking stuff. We spoke about after the game the other night with the 15s after the Man City game, some responsibility on you to bring certain things to life when we're doing things for a reason that might not always be fully opposed. So there'll be a little bit of difference in the session, some opposed, some not opposed. And then from that we're going to 11v11 but in a smaller area.
A 12-year-old to a 16-year-old is very different, but we're laying on layers year by year, and really that's about a commitment to striving to be excellent. So beginning to understand about what elite performance might look like. So still very much that thread of being in love with the game and in love with the ball goes right the way through, and thinking about the individual, but now we're introducing the boys to how to look after their bodies, nutrition, potentially starting to introduce them to a little bit of gym-based work and personal programs and strength work in the gym, and we start to introduce them to maybe some more tactical elements of the game, albeit still the big focus is technique and skill and making good decisions.
We're not dealing with like mini first teams here, where it's all about the development of the player. So it's a whole collaboration of the athletic development, physios, coaches. It's more about getting players into our first team rather than creating mini first teams and trying to win everything. So it's it's nice to win. You have to develop that as well. You have to get the lads into good habits, and they're competing against their peers, and that's the biggest pressure, isn't it? It's good. It seems competitive so far. Hopefully we score any more goals, my team. But it's not about winning. It's about developing. All right.
A little bit of shuffling, James, moving your feet side to side.
Again, great thing about this club is there's some skilled staff here, holistically across the board, not just coaches but across the board, that have a real key understanding of cognitive load and young brains, adolescence, maturation and everything around that. So constantly learning and evolving off each other.
3, 2, 1, runs in the box, Noah! Runs in the box! Wait! Well done, CM. Yes, Louis again. Well played, Louis. Reset.
We're in an elite environment where it is competitive, and we're trying to support players to get the very best from themselves in a challenging and competitive field. But I think competitive and winning behaviours shouldn't be deemed as being wrong in young players. So I have an 8-year-old. I want him to show competitive behaviours. I want him to show that he wants to win, but I don't want him to be fixated on the outcome, more on the process of that. It's the same with you working with an 8-year-old, whether you're working with an 18-year-old. I think those behaviours, those values and those characteristics have to be prominent in everything that you do if you want to compete at the highest level.
So the professional phase is really when the boys first are employed by us, so that's under 17 through to under 21, and that really now is a commitment to learning how to win, a commitment to being a professional. They'll live a very professional lifestyle. The game becomes a lot more tactical, and the boys' training programme will mirror that of a first team player in terms of they will have the support from athletic development coaches, psychologists, sports psychologists, video analysts, and of course the coaching staff as well. But we're really trying to prepare those boys by the end of that phase to be ready for a career in the game, and across that phase they'll certainly play in our 18s and 21s, but they might have their first opportunity to go out on loan and experience some senior football as well.
2-0.
I am Travis Spinion and I am Head of Player Development for the under-17s to 21s and lead coach of the under-21s. It's a fantastic trip for us to come to the south of France, play Monaco and Nice, be able to train at both their training grounds, which are fantastic. We've been brilliantly looked after. It's more like a pre-season feel to it in terms of playing 2 games within 3 days and managing the players' load and the minutes towards the end of the season. So it's been a nice challenge in that respect. But obviously on Friday we were a little bit fresher. So with the game on the Saturday we trained for a little bit longer and all the players did all of the session.
Knees, head, knees, toes, back, back. Oh. Come on. Play.
We feel like we've got a lot of growth in us within the PDP in terms of really nailing down the principles in possession. So we are not just exciting and have good moments, we get more control and we're more consistent in our sort of attacking play and our possession play. So we'll have themes of work that we feel the group of players need to improve at to help the individuals within it.
Tyler, well done. Well played, Tyler. Keep touch.
My name's David Hughes. I'm PDP coach and worked as an assistant to Travis with the 21s. I feel as though we've got a really positive, enthusiastic, dynamic team of staff who all have one intention, and that's to try and help individuals thrive and be successful. What success looks like, that will be different for every individual, but ultimately doing the right for everybody and every individual within the programme. That clearly looks different as you move through the phases. So in the foundation phase and youth phase, that will look different to in the professional development phase. But essentially it's having the individual's interests at heart and trying to help them achieve their dream.
Off the central lane, what does that then mean for the back line? Really clear, what does it mean? Man for man. Your front screen's gone, but we know play is going in this part of the pitch.
As outsiders looking on, the thing that's struck us is the emphasis placed on players themselves being the problem solvers.
It's their career, and I think in any given situation and circumstance, good, talented individuals will pose a problem. And in those moments, individuals need to have the skill set to identify what that problem is and then have an understanding of what the solution looks like and then being able to pick that at that time. It's easy to say, but they've got to do that in a split second. So trying to equip them with all of the skills they need and require to play at the top level is really, really important. And decision making, problem solving, and ultimately being responsible for your own actions and understanding how that action has an impact on your teammate or the unit and the team as a wider understanding is really, really important.
In that pocket, Rubes. Stay inside, Jacko! Great ball. Come here, terrific. Nolo, I get why you slow it down, but actually they're not organised.
We try and create sessions where they are making the decisions. There's multiple outcomes and they have to make sense of it. And as much as I'm on them on a game day, they're having to make a lot of decisions because we do put a lot of demands on our players because we feel to play at the highest level. We need to stretch them, we need to demand of them, we need to not let them get away with certain things.
JD, Rubens, that shape was perfect on the last one. It's just a give and go, speak to him. Yes, wider H. Good, bring it Nolo, you're out. Play it in front of him, you're out Nolo, you're out. Good. Go on, let's go H, why are we jogging? Let's go H.
We're trying to help them become individuals who are talented enough to play on the world stage. That's an incredible feat. We're always trying to give them a pat on the back, and then at the end of that pat on the back, say, but we've still got to keep trying to get better.
Slide. Oh, what a ball, son. What an idea that is. That is brilliant, come here. Come here.
It's interesting you and the others always prefer teaching and learning rather than coaching.
Same thing, really, isn't it? Sometimes you think of a coach, you think of a clipboard, a whistle and a stopwatch, don't you? Yeah. In the classroom, you'll have a pen and a pencil, and out on the grass, you'll have a whistle and a stopwatch. But we are teaching.
All right, but the key thing for me is Bendy and Sav. All right, you need to get yourself facing forward.
I've not worked in a first-team environment, but I've always kind of had in my mind around, surely everybody wants to get better and wants to improve at every level of the game. Getting that last ounce more out of yourself to try and be better tomorrow than you were yesterday and today.
I love that.
I think just seeing the boys that we've got here, the range of ages of the boys that we've got playing against high-level opposition that were older, having that experience is really positive to see. Really positive to see, and prepares them really well. Some of those boys are 16 that are out there, prepares them really well for next season, entering the professional development phase. Been a really tough trip for the boys. Games very near to each other. I've challenged the boys, and I think that's what we were looking for this particular trip. We wanted there to be high-level opposition, a real test when it came to the football that we were playing, and the turnaround from each game was significant, and really was something that we had to accommodate and prepare for properly. We take those back now to Manchester for the rest of the season, knowing that more high-level opposition to face.
Well done, finish. Well done, pal. Good luck, well done.
After 2 exciting tournaments abroad in pre-season, United's under-18 started the campaign in remarkable fashion. They won 14 games in a row to assert themselves at the top of the table, and they used 30 players while doing so. The Young Reds faced FA Youth Cup heartbreak in January, away at Swindon Town in round 4, but they used defeat as motivation to achieve more in the league and in the under-18 Premier League Cup. That they certainly did, qualifying for the Cup final with impressive wins over Arsenal and Crystal Palace in the knockouts, and returning from Nice to thrash Liverpool 9-1 in the league, leaving them requiring just a couple more points to seal the Northern title.
What a campaign it's been for United's under-18s, and what a team effort too. Today could well be the day that a season's worth of work up north comes to fruition for these Manchester United youngsters. Here's Scanlon, ball's nicely played across and it's tapped home, and United have got the opener. Week after week, the goals keep on coming for these Manchester United youngsters, and the Northern title edge is just a little closer. Looking for Scanlon, and unselfishly for Biancheri, United have a second. As seasons go, they don't get much better than this. Manchester United's under-18 secure the Premier League North title with games to spare. Far and away the best side in the division, it's a fitting reward for a fine campaign's work. Thank you.
So, on behalf of everyone, don't underestimate what you've done today. Winning is a nice habit to get into. Congratulations. Obviously, we were all watching on the TV. Great performance, great win the league. You all have heard us talk to you since you were little about the most important thing is your individual development. How do we help build careers for you? You get to the age now where actually the skills you need are: can you win under pressure? Can you win when you're expected to win? Can you win consistently? Can you win in big games? So don't underestimate it. Winning is a wonderful habit to be part of, particularly at a football club like this. So congratulations. Enjoy it tonight. Never turn down the opportunity to celebrate a win. But next Tuesday you've got to go and do it all over again.
On behalf of me and the players, but all the staff, everyone that's in it, because without you guys, the program what we get out of it wouldn't be possible without your help. A massive thank you to Adam, the manager, who has helped us every single day, whether it's on the pitch, off the pitch, all individuals as a team has already got time for us, and obviously his staff as well. Like Nick said, we've got the first part of the job done. We've got 2 big finals to play in now, with trophies on the line, and we are more than capable of winning both of them. And I think you believe that they can, as a group of lads, as staff, and as a club and a family together. There's no reason why we can't. So I look forward to it, and thank you very much.
Hot off the back of an under-18s Premier League North title win, United's academy in with a chance of another bit of silverware. They take on their cross-city rivals in blue in the under-18s Premier League Cup. The Reds have won 4 out of their 5 games in this competition. They've scored 18 goals in those 4 wins as well.
We're here at Leigh Sports Village, where it's a regular place for our 21s to play, but not so much our youth team. We're expecting a full capacity crowd. I think that's around 10,000 here with all the various security restrictions, so we're delighted that the fans have turned out. I think there'll be a strong showing from both City and United fans. And obviously we've got a local derby on our hands. It's Man United, Man City. From my point of view, an amazing opportunity to see how our young players basically take all of the learning from the season so far and put it into action in a really tough environment, in a high-level game with a little bit of pressure on them. It's an amazing development opportunity.
You can feel that sense of excitement from the players as they're coming, seeing the trophy, music blasted in the dressing room, and yeah,
it's different, isn't it? And we regularly are trying to create environments that feel a little bit more like the first team, so as that when the boys eventually make debuts, either here or elsewhere, they're not fazed by it, that they've played in front of a crowd, they've played under pressure, they've played in a local derby. So a night like tonight actually just organically gives you all of that slight difference to a normal game at Carrington, because it's a local derby, because it's a final, because the crowd's here. Our boys are going to have a taste of something different, and so they'll be excited, and as will the staff. We're excited to see how it unfolds and to see what our boys can deliver under pressure.
Nolan looking for Wheatley. Wheatley brings it down brilliantly. Oh, what a finish! It's absolutely sensational from Ethan Wheatley. That is a magic finish. So around the corner, and now Nolan in a attacking position, slides one through, chance for Wheatley. Is it 2? It is. Manchester United double their advantage, a second of the game for Ethan Wheatley, and a blistering counter-attack.
For both sets of players, regardless of the end result, etc., to play in this type of environment with the fans, the support, a little bit of pressure on the game, how you handle playing against good opposition, etc. In terms of development and learning, there's so much good that comes from those games. So we really encourage, without placing too much of an emphasis, definitely not on the importance of the game and making it too different in terms of the prep. But you also have to understand that there's parts of it that are different, and we want to try and encourage the players to sort of feel that and soak it up as well, because these are the unique games and the unique opportunities that they get to play.
Manchester United just having to repel the advances of Manchester City in the final 10 minutes. Oh, it's nestled in the bottom corner from the corner, whipped into the box and turned home, and Manchester City have got a lifeline with 5 minutes to play.
It's easy. Yes. Come on! Scott! Come on!
And we are now in added time. There cannot be much longer left in this game. Manchester United are crowned winners of the Under-18s Premier League Cup, a deserved addition to an excellent season. Manchester United Premier League Cup winners.
Come on! Come on!
Nah, it's a great feeling, you know. Obviously, it's a big game, the derby, and to do it against these, it just gives that little bit better. But obviously, everyone's buzzing. Brilliant crowd, you know what I mean? Everyone's turned up. What can you say? Winning in front of everyone makes it a little bit better.
Let's be the number one. Yeah!
We knew there was going to be periods in the game where we'd be finding it tough. But I thought, particularly for 3 players to come off at half-time and the lads to come on and do what they did and to get through the game in a tough body makes us very, very proud, and we should be proud of ourselves. But to see everybody here together, instant players, everybody that's played a part throughout the season, very, very special moment. All right, so you deserve to celebrate. You've worked so hard for it.
Double in a red shirt is a special thing. So as staff, you know, we have to help them take the opportunity to celebrate. The staff need to celebrate as well, but it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And at this point on their journey, developing and winning becomes intertwined. They're at an age now where they've got to learn how to win, and tonight they had to find a way to win, right? They got over the line, just about, which is great for them. And, you know, for some boys that would be the biggest achievement in their journeys, and they'll look back on this night forevermore as the pinnacle of their young footballing lives.
If you looked at our actual preparation for the game tonight, it was very difficult because the 21s had a game at Spurs on Saturday, which obviously the boys travelled for and stayed over. 4 lads were obviously involved in the first team game on Sunday in terms of being in the squad and being able to have that experience. So I've worked under previous managers or at clubs where the first team manager just wouldn't have allowed the players to play today. It's pretty special and unique where, you know, Eric, his staff, Darren Fletcher, in terms of the continued support within his role that he gives the group and the academy as a whole, makes it really unique.
Here comes the substitutions then. The first change, Ethan Wheatley on, and what a moment for Manchester United's academy. The ongoing production line of talent continues again and again. 250 academy graduates making it through to the first team is an incredible achievement.
I think my focus was on that individual debut rather than all 250 at that moment in time. You're nervous, you want the boys to do well. We've known Ethan, I've known Ethan since he was maybe 10, but he's been here since he was 6 or 7. Seen him on his first day at secondary school, celebrated birthdays with him, been on tour with him. So there's a bit of an instinct as a parent, a pseudo-parent, where you're nervous, you want them to do well for themselves. And then there's an enormous sense of pride that you contributed in some way, and really like just a real satisfaction in all of our staff come to work because we love helping young people reach their full potential. For some that is on the pitch at Old Trafford, so just seeing a boy live out his dream and achieve the thing that he's been focused on for so long is just a really satisfying experience.
Manchester United have headed to the bridge to take on Chelsea to see if they can add the Under-18s Premier League national title to the Premier League Cup and the Premier League North titles they've already got.
Yeah, so a wonderful opportunity for our boys to test what they've learned this season. So it's the a national final really. As a result of us winning the Northern League, we have an opportunity to play Chelsea, winners of the Southern Division, in a one-off game that will see the boys win a trophy, potentially, but also either team will qualify for Europe for the UEFA Youth League by virtue of the fact that potentially our senior teams won't see us in the Champions League. You have heard me say many times that we're always looking for environments that are going to stretch and challenge our players. You're always looking for new opposition to play against. You're looking for different competition formats. You're looking for different arenas that are going to just put a bit of pressure on the boys. And the biggest thing that the boys will take from tonight will be a reference point for the rest of their journey. So if they have the pleasure of representing our first team at Old Trafford, this will end up being a reference point. The staff in the technical areas will very much be focused on how do we win tonight. The staff upstairs that have all travelled down will be zooming out just a little bit to think about this as a piece of the jigsaw in their overall development and part of the journey towards what we hope is a successful career for each of them.
Team sport, and essentially we want them to progress to the highest levels possible, but we've had real good buy-in from the players in terms of what we've been going after with them individually. Training, as we've not had too many sessions that you come away from training and think it's not quite been where it's needed to be. More often than not, training levels have been really good, and players just coming in and out of the squad for games, league, cup games, etc. Everybody's played their part.
From Jack Kingdon, and now a chance for Ethan Wheatley in the penalty area, and Wheatley opens the scoring in the national final. Ethan Wheatley, what a breakout season he is having. It's a neat ball forward to find Russell Denny, comes back, and that's a real opportunity for a goal with by Tyreek George, and a brilliant stop. It's a good delivery into the penalty area. It's 1-1. While Manchester United find themselves in an awkward position, the cross is a decent one, and Achiampong scores the equaliser within 90 seconds of the restart. Wheatley's got himself back on, now into the penalty area, wants to pull it back here. Ethan Wheatley finds Fletcher with the effort, chance for Williams, it's a goal for Williams. Well, Manchester United are so close here to winning their first ever under-18s Premier League title in its current format. So close to adding another trophy to what has been an incredible season for Manchester United's academy. Ruben Curley's got a gap. It's opened up for Ruben Curley. Is he going to have a go? Goes the other way. Ruben Curley to finish it off. Biancheri, no! Denied. Referee blows the full-time whistle, and Manchester United are crowned champions of the Under-18s Premier League.
Come on! Come on! Come on! The last dance! The last dance, mate. We done it, mate. Top being out there, you know, get a goal and assist to help the team win, get the treble, great feeling, so time to celebrate.
We spoke to you in December and you were sitting on the edge of Old Trafford. I think that was your first time playing there. A few months on, it's been pretty special.
Yeah, I know we've won so many games, you know, this lot, we're such a strong team together, and we've managed to win 3 trophies this season, which has obviously never been done before by a United under-18 team, so history makers.
It'll be a season that you remember for the rest of your lives. We don't want this to be the pinnacle, but you always remember your under-18 team season at Man United, and you should be very proud of that and never forget what you've done. All right, well done.
This season I've missed quite a lot of football the last few years, so I've just been focusing on myself developing as much as a player as possible, and I've been able to stay on the pitch, and I've been able to do that. And then second half of the season I just felt like I progressed quite a lot. I can feel that on myself when I'm playing in these games.
It's mad the fact we've had a few Old Trafford experiences, then you come back down with your mates. Pretty special.
Yeah, special feeling. It's a special team. I don't think this has ever done before in the academy, and honestly, what a feeling. Top group of lads, and obviously we've got the trophies to show for it as well.
You know, 3 trophies this season. It's hard to describe how good it feels, but we deserve nothing less as a team. To see and do it at this level and do what we've done as the captain, as a United fan from Salford, it's hard to describe.
I feel like I've matured a lot. I feel like the club have helped me to become like a better person. Dan Ranson, who helps us with all that, but I think like the environment around it just helps you.
You were doing your GCSEs 12 months ago, now you're playing at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, I know. This year's gone by really fast, to be honest. A lot of highs and lows, but it's part of the game. And yeah, I think I've built character through this year. And yeah, over the next 12 months, more of the same stuff, and then just progress as far as I can.
We don't even see them as staff. We just all part of the group, really. Like, they work so well with us, and obviously you can see the chemistry we've got because the results show it.
Just like the first team in previous years, like this is the club's DNA, just to win trophies and play in these big games. And then that's what we've done this season, and hopefully many more to come.
So yeah, it's been an unbelievable season, you know, in terms of the journey that the boys have been on from the start of the year. Seeing them grow, develop individually and collectively as the season's gone on. And then it's obviously, from a team perspective, it's been nice seeing them progress in these different tournaments and having those type of games like tonight and get across the line and stuff, you know. So I think staff have been amazing, excellent throughout the year. It's one of them real nice seasons of when it all comes together, but the journey's been the most rewarding bit for the group, definitely.
Trophies are nice, really nice because it's memorable for the kids, right? Every kid's going to remember lifting a trophy with their mates. But we've never taken our eye off the ball when we talk to the boys about the importance of never losing sight of the real job, which is your own personal development. As for the staff, I'm really, really proud of the staff. Why? Because they've not got sidetracked by results and trophies. They've committed every day, not just this season, but the seasons leading up to this, to make sure that they help support each of those individuals to reach their full potential. That's the only promise and commitment we can make to our players, that we'll support them to reach their full potential.
3 trophies, season is over, time to go again. The pitches are being relayed,
yep,
and a new cohort will come through.
So very quickly we will turn our attention to next season. In fact, before we even had kicked off in those finals, we've already got the pre-season schedule for next year planned. We've already started to induct next year's group of scholars. That would have started in January to start to prepare them in terms of where are they going to live and what does their education programme look like. So the staff's attention is on next season, long before the boys even start to think about next season. It's a fascinating job because every season is different. Every individual needs a little different support, and you'll have seen little stories and tales that will stick with you forever. And that was just this season. Next season will be a different set of stories and tales and successes and setbacks and struggles. And that's what makes the job so fulfilling. That's what makes talent development so fascinating. And that's why we've got staff that passionately turn up on a daily basis, desperate to contribute and desperate to support and help wherever they can.
Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for letting us behind the scenes for so many amazing moments.
Yep, been a pleasure. Thank you.
See you next season.